Hello, YouTubers. This is Jonathan Florida Singularity with a January 30th, 2018 edition. Today, it is 60 degrees right now at about 5 o'clock or so in the afternoon, about 5:30. It's cold. This is cold for me. My heater's on, so this is chilly. We're going to get down to the 40-something tonight, so I love it. I wish it would get colder. I want it to kill every single mosquito, every blooming plant, everything dead. That creepy crawly kind of nastiness. I wish it would get down to freezing again. It did once already. But I'm getting ready to go inside soon because it is getting too chilly for me out here. Just want to tell you some fun news that I thought that, excuse me, see, all the blooming stuff's happening, is that just on the outside of my neighborhood, just right on the very edge, I am getting my very own Dollar General that I could walk to. Now that is exciting. In terms of preps, that is very exciting. Now there's a Dollar General market down in the little town below me, about 6 miles. It's great. It's bigger than a regular Dollar General. It's more like a mini Walmart. It's got, like, stuff on one side and then groceries on the other, straight right down the middle. And it is a really good, it's a really good place to go shopping. Now, sometimes you'll pay, like Dollar General, that sometimes you will pay about maybe 10 cents more than you would at Walmart. Like sometimes things that are, a dollar at the Dollar General, maybe 88 cents or 80 cents at Walmart. But what I consider that is a Walmart tax. That's the price you pay to not go to Walmart. And so anything you pay not to go in, and plus Walmart is full of more distractions that will pull your attention. So if you don't have a good list and a good sense of focus on where you're going, it's easy to get pulled. And you want to go get, more of this, that, and the other thing. And the people are friendlier at that Dollar General too. It's just they're a little bit more friendlier. Even though my Walmart now has self-checkout, I can go to that more often than not. Well, what I'm excited about for this Dollar General in terms of preps is toilet paper. Yes, toilet paper. So my toilet paper saga goes like this. Years ago, I lived in France for a very short period of time, and I vowed that when I came back from France, I would never buy low-grade quality toilet paper ever again in my life. I swear, France, that's probably the only strong thing about the French, is their ability to use a very strong toilet paper. But that's just, it was like sandpaper. No matter where you get, no matter what kind you bought, it was awful. Or maybe I was just that cheap and I didn't know where to find the good stuff. And of course, this was 20-something years ago, a long time ago, back in the 90s. And so then years go by, I bought, the fluffiest Charmony little one with the little bears on the front. I bought ultra, I would not buy Northern just for the principle of it. I would not buy something called Northern at all. Thank you very much. Although, as a side note, I do buy Yankee candles. So I'm not entirely unreasonable. But but it got to the point where I realized that these toilet paper rolls were ridiculous. Okay, the pricing of them was ridiculous. They got to be outrageous. And you go through a roll like that, and I'm not a judicious user. I am a judicious user. I am a judicious user. I don't just, you can just pull the thing and just let it go whizzing off the roll and just kind of, use mounds and mounds and mounds of it. No. So I was bound and determined to find cheap toilet paper and get used to it again. Well, this is the one that I found at Dollar General, and it is thrilled because it's 1,250 sheets, single ply, which when I had a little clunker of a motorhome one time too, that's what I used for this too, because it's single ply. But this is single ply. It's got the puppy dogs on the front. See the little puppy dog right there? I don't know what kind of dog that is. It's got the little puppy dog. And it's gone through like 3 different kind of packagings, but it's always had a puppy dog on it, which has always made me happy. So for those 4 rolls, it is $3. And one roll now will last me 9 days. Yes, I did a metric on it. One roll will last me about 9 days. Now, in a survival situation, meaning AKA job loss, that would probably go down to 7 days because of I'm at home more than I would be at work. See what I mean? So I would be using the roll more there at work. And it would take, and under those circumstances, I would have to have nine of those to get me through 1 year. Is this just not fascinating? I mean, I don't know. I enjoy this kind of topic. Maybe you're the kind. You've been listening to this for 5.5 minutes, so you have to be at least a little interested in it. That is just nuts. But I can't believe it. This is one of my preparedness topics. This is one little point of passion for me. It's like, do I have enough TP to last me for a while? And so I am proud to say that I do have enough to last me almost a year now. I have to get my stock back up, which brings me back to the Dollar General. So with the Dollar General, I can walk there to replenish my supply. At the Dollar General, I also get bleach. I like the little bottles of bleach. And what's nice there is because it's, like I said, the Dollar General is down one way, down a few miles, but there's also a Family Dollar that's near me. And sometimes I'll stop. It's easier to stop by the Family Dollar and from work on my way back home, and I can pick up bleach there as well. But then the bottles don't match. The bottles don't match with my with my Dollar General. So, and I like my things to match. If I buy things, I don't like to get all weird different. I don't like buy brand A, B, and C bleach. Oh no, it's got to be all brand A bleach because the bottles have to all be the same, and they all have to be the same size. That's where I like to do things, and I'm trying to work through that. I'm trying to get recovery on that and get the deliverance on that. But that is just one of my little things. Except I do have some exceptions on that, and that is dish detergent. I get bored with dish detergent, so I don't like to use one. So I'll get a stockpile. I'll get a supply of dish detergent, and I like to have a different one though. I like to have Dawn. I like to have this. As long as they smell different, and so it's just you have to shake life up a little bit. This is, folks, that's living. That is living. You cannot live with the same dish detergent every month at all. So then I also like to get different deodorants too. Antiperspirants technically, so I can't use the same one all the time. After a while, I just don't like it. No, so I have to get I buy constant different brands of antiperspirant, but that's a different topic for a different time. I also wanted to talk to you about another little side note: expiration dates on products. I was on member of a Facebook page where we talk about saving groceries and one lady made a post about. Quote, I have some ricotta cheese, and the expiration date was like 3 days ago. Maybe it was ricotta cheese. I don't know what it was, but the expiration date was 3 days ago. Is it safe to eat it? And I think there was quite a resounding yes. Just smell it and see if it's fine from folks in the group. It's like 3 days. Yes, 3 days. Yes, 3 days. But when it comes to canned goods, I don't really pay attention to the expiration dates too much for my own use. Now, if it's something I'm serving for anybody else, I am very, very keen on looking. Okay, if it's a few days over, then yeah, I'll open the can up. And I'm going to test it anyway to make sure the can's okay. But for my own use, oh man, and I wish I saved that can. But for my own use, I will be just fine in using it. As long as the can does not bow out, it does not have any dents, and doesn't seem like it's have any kind of, if it still has its integrity, then I would say it's fine to use. Well, my sister was here visiting me. She had a sick headache, and she was on the couch binge watching Land Girls on Netflix. I had just awoken from a 2.5 hour nap. This is on the weekend, mind you. 2.5 hour nap. Woke up, and I was wired. I had to do something, so I went to the kitchen to go make some cookies, just to do something. So I looked through, I went to my first go-to for anything is a little book called Dining on a Dime. So it's written by some great folks. They're at Living on a Dime. So if you go check out their webpage, Living on a Dime, and you can find about the book Dining on a Dime. Well, I decided to make some pumpkin cookies that were in there, and I had a can of pumpkin that was a little old. And when I say a little old, it was expired 5 years ago. And I knew I had that can up there, and I just kind of kept holding on to it, thinking, I'm going to use it, I'm going to use it, I'm going to make a pumpkin roll, I'm going to do something, and then freeze it. And I thought, tonight's the night to use that pumpkin up, I figured. So I'm just going to use it. I didn't use all of it, because I didn't know if it was going to kill me or not. So I wasn't sure, actually. Because I was a little nervous, I'll be honest with you. So I made a batch of the cookies with that can, and I opened up the can, and it was absolutely perfectly fine. I mean, the color was great. It smelled a little bit of a metallic smell on top of that first layer of pumpkin, but I think that's just a canned product anyway sometimes. And I don't know how acidic pumpkin is, but maybe some of the acids, you know, if there are acids, I guess it was just that tin can taste. But it didn't really have that. You just kind of, and there was no discoloration, no weird smell apart from that little metallic smell. And then so I made up a batch of those cookies and had to make some substitutes. Didn't have cinnamon, didn't have raisins, but I had some nuts. I didn't, you know, it calls for nuts. I threw the nuts in there and didn't put raisins in there, even though it called for it. Didn't have them, and I didn't have cinnamon and whatever. Or maybe I did, but I just had some pumpkin pie spice I threw in there instead. Just a one-shot deal. Made it. It also called for icing if you want icing. I didn't have an open thing of butter. I didn't want to open another butter, because the recipe that she called for, it was like a buttercream frosting that she said. So instead of using buttercream, I just used confectioner's sugar and sour cream. So because I had some sour cream that was already open, and that makes a good frosting. My mom makes one variation of a coconut cake that uses something like that, and it's quite good. And so that's what I used for these. And here are my cookies. All right, here are my Dining on a Dime pumpkin cookies of such, and they are portioned out. Instead of making big old honkin' size cookies, I thought, what would Jill Cooper tell me to do? She would say, you know what, you don't need that much of a cookie. You really don't. You just need a small cookie. Of course, you would probably look at me and say, you don't need any kind of a cookie. But I made these little things right here, and they're pretty good. I'm not going to eat one for you. The icing is good, though. But I made the cookies. I ate one or two before I went to bed, and I woke up healthy and just fine the next morning. I lived through the next day and the next day and the next day after that, and here I am to tell the tale. So just to let you know, don't be afraid if the expiration dates on your canned products are that out of date. Just look at what the product is. Just pay attention to the product. But if you have any hesitations about it, like I said, like I do, this is probably something I would not serve to you, as you know, or at least not until I tested it. Let me say that much. So if I know that it didn't cause any harm or danger, but it was, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that cookie. So I'm gonna actually finish drinking my little coffee substitute, Roma, and because it's at night and I don't want to be wired up on caffeine, and have my little pumpkin cookies. And I'm going to do another video, I think, probably one a little bit more serious, talking about my failings and shortcomings as a prepper. But look for that video soon too, so that'll be coming up. So everyone, I hope y'all have a good night, a good day, and thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. I'm going to try to do a little bit more active stuff other than just talking head, because right now it's just a lot of me talking head. But I don't know about you, but I kind of enjoy that. So I love listening to other folks on YouTube, and they talk about their preparedness journeys and talk about what they do to get ready. So everyone have a good night. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.